Ke wa moela mui wa Thahameso sengwa letsatsi la kajeno. Naha ya Lesotho ena le dikamano tsa nako e telele le naha ya Amerika e leng ya dilemo tse ka hodimo tse 50. Ka kotloloho dinaha tsena di bile le dikamano ho tloha ha naha ya Lesotho e fumana boipuso ka selemo sa 1966. Mme tebello ke hore di ntse di matlafala selemo le selemo. Kajeno ho alosa hore na tema ke ya mofuta ofe dikamanong tsa dinaha tsena ka bobedi haholo ntlheng ya ho bona hore Lesotho le a kofa ditabeng tsa ntshetsopele. Moeti wa rona kajeno ke moemedi wa naha ya Amerika Lesotho, Mohlomphehi Usa Gonzales. Puisano ya rona e tla nyebekolla ka botebo lenaneo la PEPFAR le thusetsang ntweng ya ho fenya HIV le AIDS, Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC le Prosper Africa tse tlang ho thusa ho akofisa ditaba tsa ntlafatso e le hore Basotho ba tsebe ho iphedisa ba be le seabo ka matla a ntshetsopele ya naha ya habo bona. You're welcome to Thahameso, Excellency.
Thank you, Ndate.
Yes, it's been over a year now since assuming your role as the U.S. ambassador to Lesotho. We are happy to have you on our show. How has it been for you?
Okay, thank you, Ndate, for that question. So first of all, I wanted to say to all of Basotho how incredibly honored and humbled I am to serve as the United States ambassador to Lesotho. And it's been absolutely amazing. Last year we celebrated over 50 years of Peace Corps in Lesotho, and we celebrated 10 years of PEPFAR. And one of the things that I did that first year was I went to all 10 districts because I wanted to meet Basotho from all walks of life. And I wanted to get a sense of the depth and breadth of U.S. engagement and investments in Lesotho. So I visited MCC clinics, PEPFAR clinics, met with district officials, healthcare workers who are truly heroes, Peace Corps volunteers, people from all walks of life, to learn what are the challenges and to educate myself on how I can do better as a U.S. ambassador to Lesotho. And I wanted to give a heartfelt thanks to all those people who took time to help me learn about this beautiful mountain kingdom.
What are some of the important milestones or success that you like to bring to the attention of our viewers as you strive to help strengthen the relationship between the United States and Lesotho?
So Ndate, one of the things that we're doing here in 2020 is we're going to sprint to epidemic control. And I think we can do it with a renewed sense of urgency and commitment. I wanted to thank Her Majesty for her support of LEFIA 2020 and our Be a Champion documentary. With LEFIA 2020, we are going to over 12,000 households knocking on doors so that we can address the HIV gap so we can get to epidemic control by 2020, reaching that 90-90-90 goal. With respect to this Be a Champion campaign, I know that Lesotho TV aired it. It's on YouTube. It features 10 incredibly dynamic, courageous Basotho champions from each of the districts who are talking about how PEPFAR changed their lives and addressing the incredibly challenging issues of stigma and discrimination. And finally, it's just been tremendous to work with Basotho youth, meeting our alumni from Yali and from Fulbright, and seeing the great work that they're doing at the American Corner and at our new rooftop. And I invite everyone to come see us there.
Despite the challenges we continue to face as a country, Basotho remain hopeful that the Compact 2 of the Millennium Challenge Corporation will come through to help transform the country's economy as did the first Compact. What is the status, especially because we are aware that the MCC board on Monday?
I am so happy to tell you that the MCC board met on Monday, and this board is chaired by Secretary of State Pompeo, and they voted to reselect Lesotho for continued second compact development. And if I may, Ndate, one of the things that I've said, and I can't emphasize enough, is that MCC is not for one group over another. It's not for one district over another. It is for all the Basotho people. And so one of the things is that our MCC colleagues come here often. They meet with stakeholders, they meet with technical people, and they are monitoring the situation every step of the way.
Notwithstanding the decision taken by the board, are there any key concerns as stakeholders continue to map the way forward towards Compact 2?
Yes. Well, I think the three things to keep in mind are that Lesotho must continue to engage in an inclusive political process. There must be respect for rule of law and the continued maintenance of first compact investments is key. Because obviously MCC, we have an obligation to ensure that taxpayers' money is judiciously spent. And it's something also that I would like to add, and here it is. Corruption and respect for human rights is non-negotiable. If there isn't rule of law, respect for human rights, and combating corruption, then the MCC compact may face a pause, as it did in 2015 and 2016. But I remain optimistic that we all have our eye on that end goal of second compact signing.
Plenary 2 of reforms process in Lesotho have just been completed, with National Reforms Authority, which is NRA, expected to resume with the next phase. What role has the U.S. government through your office been playing, and of course your view to the process?
So Ndate, we, like Basotho people and our developing partners, are very pleased with this outcome. And the rapid developments last week certainly was an enormously positive thing that happened. I think that I've heard so many times, this is the Lesotho we all want. This has to continue to be Basotho-led, and I think there needs to be concrete and focused action moving forward. I don't think that we can, Lesotho, quite frankly, can afford to get off the track. There's a lot at stake.
The World Bank Group reports revealed that Lesotho's greatest health challenge remains its high HIV/AIDS prevalence and tuberculosis TB core epidemic, with the high HIV prevalence rate of 25.6% in the adult population, the second highest in the world. And yes, the U.S. government support through PEPFAR cannot be overemphasized. Will Lesotho win this battle, considering recent media reports on ARVs shortfall? What do you think needs to be done, especially because the race to reach the UNAIDS 1990 targets is just around the corner?
Yes, and that. Well, first of all, as I said, there has to be an absolute renewed sense of urgency and commitment. And the United States, Lesotho has been a leader in terms of HIV/AIDS epidemic. It was one of the first to launch test and treat. The government pays for ARVs, and that is one of the reasons why the United States has focused on Lesotho as one of our 13 focus countries to combat HIV/AIDS and get to epidemic control. And so we have invested 7.5 billion maloti since PEPFAR, 1.27 billion maloti this year alone to get to epidemic control. So what I would say is we need to address supply chain deficiencies. People need to have a reliable source of ARVs, not 1 week, not 2 week supplies, 6 and 9 months, especially because many Basotho work outside of South Africa, work outside of Lesotho in South Africa. So we have to address supply chain deficiencies, and we have to have a reliable source of ARVs. And this medicine needs to be safe, procured in advance and safe. With respect to funding of ARVs, the government of Lesotho is a leader in that, and it partners with the Global Fund to procure ARVs. And so this is something that is definitely on our radar, as it is the government of Lesotho's radar. there needs to be a way to secure funding in advance for safe medicine.
It is a daily song that the government of Lesotho is in extreme financial crisis. What is the contribution of the Ministry of Health in helping accelerate the great initiative like PEPFAR in fight against HIV?
So, Ndate, as I noted, the government of Lesotho has been a leader in this. And so, in addition to a renewed sense of urgency, there has to be political will to address this issue. There has to be tough financial decisions have to be made, and trade-offs are involved. But you know, His Majesty, I believe, I was at World AIDS Day last week, and His Majesty spoke very eloquently on how issues of the national reforms process are linked and interconnected to health. And so I think it's important to remember, especially when you think about children and vulnerable people. And so taking care, a nation, you know, taking care of people, that's a fundamental human right. And honestly, it's a national security issue. How can the future, you have to look at the future of a country, and if its people are sick or, God forbid, dying, then we have a national security issue.
As we look into the new year, what are your major priorities?
So one of the key priorities, and you're going to hear a lot about, is President Trump's Prosper Africa initiative. And this involves robust economic engagement. We are looking forward to bringing American companies and investment into Lesotho, and having Basotho companies win contracts in the United States. And given our long-standing partnership with Lesotho and our genuine commitment to build capacity, we're looking forward to unlocking the potential of Basotho and helping them prosper. And I think that if you look at American companies, I certainly believe they're the gold standard. You know, they bring significant capital, they bring innovation, they bring proven solutions, and they hold themselves generally to a high standard of quality, of social responsibility, and of transparency. And I think that the Basotho would want that. If I may just say, I've been so impressed with the young Basotho entrepreneurs that I have met, whether they are in the food and beverage industry, health, finance, cleaning companies, trying to give, for example, there's a cleaning company, one of our fellows founded, who gives job opportunities to single mothers. What a phenomenal way to help your fellow countrymen and to build this great nation up. And so we're excited to engage the Basotho entrepreneur under this fabulous new initiative. If I can just talk a little bit about AGOA. So AGOA has been in Lesotho for quite some time. It's older than MCC and PEPFAR. And so we know the successes that Lesotho has had under with the textile and income generation and employment. But one of the things, and if I may say, in 2018 alone, the total trade under AGOA was $40 billion. So what we've been saying is that it's really important for Lesotho to take advantage of its enormous capacity. There are 6,400 line items under AGOA that Lesotho can take advantage of. So working with the Ministry of Trade and Industry, we're looking at other line items: leather, footwear, bottled water, canned food. And so once again, we're looking to build capacity and help Lesotho become the prosperous, safe, healthy nation that it should be and that it can be.
Have there been any engagement with the Ministry of Health in terms of helping and lending them with their policies, especially with initiatives to combating HIV and AIDS?
Well, one of the things that we do is we're pretty much joined at the hip with the Ministry of Health. So we consult with them regularly about how can we reach those that are most vulnerable. As I mentioned earlier, talking about, how do, funding ARVs in advance and sharing best practices with them. And so I'm very pleased at the partnership and the commitment that we have with the Ministry of Health.
Before we get your message to Basotho, His Majesty King Letsie III is a champion for nutrition, and that all these issues that we are raising here, they go all around nutrition. And our Majesty King is a champion for Africa, for the world, for heaven's sake.
Yes.
What's your view regarding that, and what would be your message as well?
Well, my message is that you have to look at things holistically, and fundamentally is nutrition. I mean, without nutrition, without good food, how can you learn? How can you grow? How can this country prosper? And so I'm full of admiration and respect for His Majesty and all those in Lesotho who are working to address nutrition challenges, as well as all the other challenges that are in the health spectrum.
Mm-hmm. Then your message to Basotho.
My message to Basotho is, on behalf of President Trump, the United States Embassy, the people of America, I wish every Basotho man, woman, child a very Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, and a absolute desire, best wishes for a healthy, prosperous, and safe New Year 2020. And I look forward to my continued work to foster our relations and make Lesotho the great nation that it is. I'm off to swear in 55 new volunteers today, and I wanted to share something that one of the things that I love is the Sesotho saying, moto ke moto ka batho.
Oh, yes.
We are who we are because of other people. And I am certainly who I am because of being here in Lesotho and interacting with the Basotho. And with that, I say, Kia leboha.
Thank you very much for your time, and hope to see you quite oftenly next year in our studio. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Thank you. Same to you.
To you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you very much.